My man took a thing and not took the 2 screws down, and the motor was gone.
That's a way to justify that money.
Hey, what you went to?
That's the shop that we go by the house. And we go to St. House on 7th. Come on, brother.
You tight, bro.
So, my brother.
You doing all right?
Good, man. Good.
You too, man.
Good to see you, man.
Slow, man. Slow, man.
Y'all drove up today?
Good, huh?
Y'all drove up today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What's up, superstar? You all right? Good. Superstar.
Just please think about real hard life. Real hard life. All right.
Leave the bag there. Enough. You done with that? Go put in the garden.
Hey, all right, we're gonna pray in.
All minds clear? This is Deuteronomy or Devarim, chapter 6 and verse 4. Hear, O Yisrael, Yahuwah our Elohim, Yahuwah is one. Shema Yisrael,
Shema Yisrael.
Yahuwah Eloheinu,
Yahuwah Eloheinu.
Yahuwah Echad.
Yahuwah Echad.
This is Exodus or Shemot, chapter 20 at verse 3. We will have no other mighty ones.
We will have no other mighty ones.
Against the Most High.
Against the Most High.
We will not make any carved image.
We will not make any carved image.
Or any likeness.
Or any likeness.
That which is in Shamayim above.
That which is in Shamayim above.
Or which is in the earth beneath.
Or which is in the earth beneath.
Or which is in the waters under the earth.
Or which is in the waters under the earth.
We will not bow down to them.
We will not bow down to them.
Nor serve them.
Nor serve them.
Yahuwah
Yahuwah
is a jealous
is a
El,
jealous El.
visiting the wickedness
Visiting the wickedness
of the fathers on the children.
of the fathers on the children.
To the third and fourth generation.
To the third and fourth generation.
Of those that hate him.
Those that hate him.
For showing kindness.
Showing kindness.
To thousands of those.
To thousands of those
who love him.
love him.
And keep his commandments.
And keep his commandments.
We will not bring the name.
We will not bring the name.
Yahuwah
Yahuwah
in vain.
in vain.
Yahuwah will not leave us unpunished.
will not leave us unpunished.
Who brings his name in vain.
Who brings his name in vain.
We will remember the Shabbat day.
We will remember the Shabbat
And
day.
keep it Kodesh.
Keep it Kodesh.
6 days we will labor.
6 days we will labor.
Do all our work.
Do all our work.
The seventh day
The seventh day
is the Shabbat.
is the Shabbat.
Yahuwah
Yahuwah
for in 6 days.
for in 6 days.
Yahuwah made Shamayim
Yahuwah made
and the earth, and the sea, and all that is in them, and rest at the seventh day. Therefore, Yahuwah Barak the Shabbat day. We will respect our fathers and our mothers, that our days are long upon the earth. We will not murder. We will not commit adultery. We will not steal. We will not bear false witness against our neighbor. We will not covet anything against our neighbor.
Father, Yah, we give thanks for this day, for this set apart day, Father, a day to reverence your name, a day to come together, Father, a day to show that we are obedient unto your commandments, Father. We pray that you would charge us by the words of our mouth, Father, to be obedient and diligent in keeping your commandments and guarding and protecting your law. Father, we pray for every person who is in transit, Father, that you allow them to make it here safely. We pray for every soul that is gathered here today, Father, that you will open up the hearts and the minds of your people to accept your word, Father, to hear your word, give utterance unto the speaker and understanding unto the hearer, so that we may be doers of your word, Father. All these things we pray and we give thanks for Shem Yahuwah and Title Shua Hamashiach, Ruach HaKodesh, so be it.
So be it. Hallelujah.
Come here, man. Come here. Bring me that. Watch where you walk. Bring that. Come on. Lost this down. Trying to get out. What do you want out of here? Go sit down. Don't get back up.
Didn't trust in God, but he trusted in the position of God.
That's definitely.
All right, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Shalom. Y'all know when we get started and we see new faces, we gotta have you introduce yourself. You know what I'm saying? Give us a little background on yourself, you know, so we can welcome you in with open arms. So any visitors, you know, first timers. How you doing?
My name's Larry. Eric here invited me to the website.
Okay.
I've been in the truth for a while. It's been about 2 months.
Okay.
I've been to a couple of assemblies. I didn't really. I wrote on Joshua Galvin. I don't know if you know the guy yeah, on his page, I comment about I wish there was a assembly like this get it reply. That's all right. I got here.
Okay.
All praise to Yah.
Indeed. Welcome. Definitely welcome. You amongst family. You know what I'm saying? You welcome anytime. Feel free. All right. No doubt. Hallelujah.
Have any more?
Will you come?
She tried.
Since you tried.
My name is Tiana Washington, and I've been in the truth about a year and 3 months. And like earlier, I had gone through several scenarios in different places, having surgeries, and had to find a place that was the right fit. And I had found out about showing the seed probably when I first came to the truth. As far as just over the didn't know a whole lot about it, and then recently I first started watching again, and that's how it is.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Y'all didn't like when they was checking y'all IDs when y'all walked through Mother Assembly. They running with credit and stuff. It's something like that, man.
But I did find a lot of interesting things. I was running to a lot of people who were with the cricket game.
Them the one. You need a 640 credit score to go there.
I was like, and actually I had seen them on the internet. They were one of the first camps I saw on the internet when I first came to the truth, and I was like, something right this.
That's why we are anti. Why we don't like it.
Anti-camp, I like it.
Yeah, we don't like it.
So my they said you back there hiding, man. All right. Hold on. All right, y'all.
Fellowship with us before, bro? Fellowship with us before?
Yeah, one time.
Okay.
Oh.
I thought you looked at it. I wasn't sure.
All right, without further ado,
We're gonna do this lesson.
we about to jump into this joint.
We about to do all that. All right. So, let me ask y'all a question. Who in here has faith in Yah? Everybody, right? Not a trick question. I'm gonna ask it one more time. Who in here has faith in Yah? All right. Now let me flip the question. Would Yah have faith in you? One more time. Would Yah have faith in you? Show of hands again. Y'all sure?
Real.
Okay. So, can y'all think of anybody in the scriptures that Yah had faith? Or I should just say it like this, that Yah believed in? Besides Messiah. Let's give you Genesis chapter 18.
Get it in. Y'all declared the air from the beginning.
Got jealous and stopped falling.
Genesis chapter 18 and verse 17.
Genesis of Bereshit, chapter 18 and verse 17. And Yahuwah said,
Who said this?
and Yahuwah said,
Yeah.
shall I hide from Abraham that thing which I do? Saying that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be increased in him. For I know him.
For who what?
For I know him.
He says, for I know him. Right? Y'all say, I know this man. Read.
That he will command his children and his household after him.
He don't say, I think he'll do this. He says, I know him. He gonna do what I asked him to do. Y'all believe in Abraham. Read.
For I know him, that he will command his children and his household after him, and they shall keep the way of Yahuwah to do justice and judgment, that Yahuwah may bring upon Abraham that which he hath spoken of him.
So right here we see that Yah already knows that he can trust Abraham. He believes in him. So he know that this hard task that's going to come to Abraham, that he will be able to fulfill it. So in this situation, we know in a couple of chapters that Yah asked Abraham to sacrifice Isaac. Right? He had faith that he was going to do it, right? Who ain't here right now, if you was faced with that, at that time, you don't know this story, but you was the person in that case. Who goes through with it?
You sure? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, based on it's based on the fact that he talked to him. You feel me? When he had a dream or it was a thought that came in his head, he talked to him. Exactly. That's why I said based on that.
So that's where we going with this set, right? This is, he have faith when he choose you to do something, and there's no stipulations. Like when he chose Adam, he put something, he gave Adam a choice. He says, if you do this, you do this. If you do this, this is what's going to happen. This wasn't a part of Abraham. It wasn't a part of Job's. Anybody else besides Job that y'all had faith in this person? That's all I can think of. Somebody else. Let's see. We're gonna let's get Genesis chapter 37, verse 4.
Genesis chapter 37 and verse 4. And when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him.
They did what?
They hated him.
They hated him. Read.
And could not speak peaceably unto him. And Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it his brethren, and they hated him yet the more.
Hated him even more. How I feel if your own brothers and sisters hate you. Think that's a good feeling? Read on.
And he said unto them, here, I pray you, this dream which I have dreamed. For behold, we were binding sheaves in the field, and lo, my sheep arose, and also stood upright. And behold, your sheaves stood around about, and made obeisance to my sheep.
You did what?
Made obeisance to my sheep.
Read on.
And his brethren said to him, shall you indeed reign over us? Or shall you have dominion over us? And they hated him yet the more for his dream.
Hated him even more. Come down to verse 10.
Verse 10. And he told it to his father and to his brethren. And his father rebuked him.
He did what?
Rebuked him.
So Jacob getting mad at him and rebuked him. The own father rebuked him. Get out of here, boy. Read.
And said unto him, what is this dream you have dreamed? Shall I and your mother and your brethren indeed come to bow down ourselves to you to the earth? And his brethren envied him, but his father observed the same.
So he didn't have this dream telling his brothers and his father and his mother what the dream was about. The dream didn't come from him. He's just telling them what he dreamed. They don't like it. They hate him even more for this. Jump down to verse 19.
Verse 19. And they said one to another, behold, this dreamer come.
This who?
This dreamer come.
Here comes with his dreams. Read.
Come now, therefore, let us slay him.
Let us do what?
Let us slay him.
You gonna kill your own brother? Your baby brother? The youngest one? How do you think this would feel if you found out that your blood brothers are planning to kill you? I mean, I want us to think about it for real, not just like it's a story, but put yourself there in this place, and your own brothers are wanting to kill you, are plotting to kill you. That's like me looking at my brother right there, and I know him and my other brother was plotting to kill me, right? That's heavy. Read on.
Come now, therefore, let us slay him and cast him into some pit. And we'll say some evil beasts have devoured him.
Cool. You done made up a story already to get away with it, to cover it up. Your own brother. Not somebody that you adopted or whatever it is, or somebody else, but your flesh and blood brother that you planted on this with. Jump down to verse 24.
Verse 24. And they took him and cast him into a pit, and the pit was empty. There was no water in it.
So not only thought about it, but now you carrying it through. You throw your own brother into a pit and know he in there. Knowing you got full knowledge. I just threw my brother in a pit to get rid of him. Verse 36.
Verse 36. And the Midianites sold him into Egypt under Potiphar, and an officer of Pharaoh's and a captain of the guard.
So now he's been sold off into Egypt, and he actually knows that his brothers is behind this. Jump to chapter 38.
Genesis 38, verse 1.
No, pick it up at verse. Hold on, one minute. Chapter 39. Pick it up at verse 6.
Genesis chapter 39 at verse 6. And he left all that he had in Joseph's hand, and he knew not all he had, which he did eat. And Joseph was a goodly person and well favored. And it came to pass after these things that his master's wife cast her eyes upon Joseph, and she said, lie with me. But he refused and said unto his master's wife, behold, my master wot not what is with me in his house, and he hath committed all that he had to my hand. There is none greater in this house than me, neither hath he kept back anything from me but you, because you are his wife. How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against Elohim?
Sin against who?
Against Elohim.
Not against Potiphar, but against who?
Elohim.
So the sin that he's saying, if I do this, I'm going to be sinning against YAH, right? So this means even though Joseph been sold off into Egypt, he still got faith and believe in YAH, right? Even after this, he still believe in him. So he done went through this great ordeal with his brothers hating him, his father rebuking him, and all these things. Now he done got sent off into a strange land, but he still believed in YAH. He said, I'm not going to commit this great atrocity against YAH. Read.
Verse 10. And it came to pass as she spake to Joseph day by day.
How long?
Day by day.
So it wasn't just one time. How many of us would have caved into this situation?
Nobody in here. Nobody in here.
I like the honesty. But guess what? If Joseph give into this situation, he failed.
Israel, done.
He failed. Keep that in mind. Y'all got faith in Joseph. So if he give in to this situation, he can easily be like, man, you don't love me, man. I'm the good one. Why you let me come in Egypt? Why my brothers do this to me? Why they get rid of me and bring me here? We can do the pity party thing, right? Like most of us will do. Read on.
And it came to pass that she spake unto Joseph day by day, that he hearkened not unto her, to lie by her, or to be with her.
To lie by her. Read. Go ahead.
And it came to pass about this time that Joseph went into the house to do his business, and there was none of the men of the house there within.
So ain't nobody there. There won't be no witnesses, no nothing. This will make my life so much easier if I just do it. I can get some extras on the side, some trinkets, and ain't nobody here to watch, right? Read on.
And she called him by his garment, saying, lie with me. And he left his garment in her hand and fled and got him out.
And got up out of there. No, I'm not doing this because I'm going to be sinning against YAH. And at the time, Joseph don't really know what's going on with him. Jump down to verse 19.
Verse 19. And it came to pass when his master heard the words of his wife, which he spake unto him, saying, after this manner did your servant to me, that his wrath was kindled.
His wrath was kindled. Everybody know their wives and stuff, right? This story don't sound right. Read.
And Joseph's master took him and put him into the prison, a place where the king's prisoners were bound.
So now he had been hated by his whole family, rebuked of his father, thrown into a pit, sold into Egypt. Now he falsely accused of doing something that he know he didn't do. Now he going to prison. I know my aunt been there, but anybody else been in prison in here? Or to jail, period? How does it feel? It's the worst, right? So all the simple things that you take for granted are suddenly taken away from you. I can't just get up and say, I'm going to the store to get me a pop. Man, turn this on. I want to watch this. All these simple things are taken away from you in an instant. This is Joseph's life right now. Everything that he's known is taken away for something he ain't even done. Cast into prison. Right? Read on.
Verse 20. And Joseph's master took him and put him into the prison, a place where the king's prisoners were bound. And he was there in the prison. But Yahuwah was with Joseph.
Who was there?
But Yahuwah was with Joseph.
So it still say Yah was with him. Even though he in this prison, it says Yah is with him. Read.
It showed him mercy and gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. And the keeper of the prison committed to Joseph's hand all the prisoners that were in the prison.
All the prisoners. So he, even in prison, he still got favor of Yah there. Genesis chapter 40, verse 23.
Bereshit chapter 40, verse 23.
Hold on. Now, doing this thing of him getting in prison, put yourself there. Do you think that your faith would have wavered by now? Or you would have had some type of thoughts within yourself? Right. Something would have been inside of you saying, I don't know. I don't know about this God. I'm doing everything right. And look at all of this stuff befalling me. Or that's just, I might have just thought that, right? Would everybody really think that? I think. Read on. Jump down to verse 23. Yeah, verse 23.
Genesis chapter 40, verse 23.
So this is after he tell the butler to remember him so he can get out. Because even though he got favor in the jail, he still don't want to be there. Read.
Yet did not the chief butler remember Joseph, but forgot him.
But did what?
But forgot him.
But forgot him. I done told you your dream and what it means. And soon as you get out, you forgot all about me. And didn't think to tell Pharaoh to let this innocent man out. So I know he got to feel some type of way about that. Genesis 42:1.
Genesis chapter 42, verse 1. Now when Jacob saw that there was corn in Egypt, Jacob said unto his sons, why do you look one upon the other? And he said, behold, I have heard that there is corn in Egypt. Get you down there and buy for us from thence, that we may live and not die. And Joseph's 10 brethren went down to buy corn in Egypt. But Benjamin, Joseph's brother, Jacob sent not with his brethren, for he said, lest perhaps mischief befall him.
So they don't want to go. He said, perhaps mischief befall us. Jump down to verse 20.
Verse 20. But bring your youngest brother unto me, so shall your words be verified, and you shall not die. And they did so. And they said one to another, we are verily guilty concerning our brother.
They said, we are verily guilty concerning our brother. So remember, he told you, my dream is that y'all gonna bow down to me. Y'all gonna make obeisance to me. And they got mad about it and rebuked them and all these things, hated them and killed them because they trying to stop this prophecy that he had. This show you that you can't stop prophecy no matter what you do. Right? So no matter how you try and say, if I do this, I'm going to stop what y'all got planned to happen. You can't stop it. It's already written. He already told you. It ain't no getting around it. It's exactly. You're gonna make it happen, even though you're trying to prevent it from happening. Because he already know the end from the beginning. Right? Read on.
And they said one to another, we are truly guilty concerning our brother, and that we saw the anguish of his soul.
They did what?
Saw the anguish of his soul.
They saw the anguish of his soul. So when they grabbing him, I'm sure Joseph ain't going just walking over to it. He's fighting with him. And they saw it and grabbed him up, strong-armed him, and threw their brother in the pit as he begging them, don't do this to me. I'm your brother. Right? He going through it. Right here they said they admitting their faults. Just like y'all says, every knee gonna bow to me, right? But it's people trying their best to say, I'm not gonna do it. You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. Yes, you are. You're gonna do it. Whether you want to or not, you're gonna do it. So they say we saw the anguish of his soul. Read.
When he besought us. And
when he did what?
When he besought us.
What does besought mean? He begged. He begged them. And they went ahead and did it anyway. Man, his brothers was rotten. Read on.
When he besought us, and we would not hear.
And we would not hear. own brother, you threw me in a pit. And you know what I'm going through in here, and I can't get out. And you still go through with it. Read.
Therefore is this distress come upon us.
So now they get it. That's why this happening to us. Because of what we did to our brother. They confessing their faults before him, even though they don't know it. Read.
Verse 22. And Reuben answered him, saying, Spake I not unto you, saying, Do not sin against the child?
But Reuben, you the oldest. Take charge and don't let it happen. But he can't, because all this stuff got to happen. Read.
And you will not hear? Therefore, behold, also this blood is required. His blood is required.
So they're confessing their faults in front of Joseph, but they don't even know that it's him that they confessing in front of. We're going to find out that who Joseph is in this situation. Read on.
And they knew not that Joseph understood them, but he spake unto them by an interpreter.
So he playing it off. He understand every word. He got his boy over there speaking for him. Tell him this. I can hear you, man. I know. Oh, you just playing with him.
I know the language.
I know the language y'all saying. I'm speaking to you by an interpreter. Again, they confessing their faults, bowing to him, don't even know it. Read on.
And he turned himself about from them and wept.
He did what?
He turned himself about from them and wept.
Turned about and wept. Wow. These is my brothers. They have no idea who they talking to. They confessing their faults before me, bowing down to me, just like the dream says. It's hurt them so bad that he got to get out the room and weep because it's afflicting them that bad. Did anybody see Isaiah Thomas and Magic Johnson reconcile after 20-something years of beefing with each other? Them grown men was crying. If I hurt you, I apologize.
That boy
he had to hide his face. It afflicted him that bad.
The screeching crowd that boy showed.
So this is what Joseph and he going through right now. Knowing. Verse 24 again.
Verse 24. And he turned himself about from them and wept, and returned to them again, and communed with them, and took from them Simeon, and bound him before their eyes.
Bound him before their eyes. So now he got another one of their brothers and bound him, and they know what they already done to Joseph. So all of this is killing them. It's killing them. Everything them failed. Let's get Genesis chapter 42. Oh, we in there. Genesis chapter 44. Pick it up at verse 15.
Genesis chapter 44 and verse 15. And Joseph said unto them, What deed is this that you have done? Wot you not that such a man as I can certainly divine? And Yehuda said, What should we say unto my master? What should we speak?
Why? What is he calling him?
Master.
His master? Wow, he told you that you was going to say that in a dream. You got mad about it. He just telling you the dream that y'all gave him. But he got mad about it. But now you're doing exactly what he said. Read.
And Yehuda said, What shall we say unto my master? What shall we speak? Or how shall we clear ourselves? Elohim hath found out the iniquity of your servants.
He know that we sold you into Egypt. He know that we did these things to you. Read.
Behold, we are my master's servants, both we and he also, with whom the cup is found. And he said, Elohim forbid that I should do so. But the man in whose hand the cup is found, he shall be my servant. And as for you, get you up in peace unto your father. Then Yehuda came near unto him and said, Oh, my master.
Oh, my who?
Oh, my master.
He's talking to his little brother. The little runt that tell everything. Read.
Let me holler at you for a minute. And Yehuda came near unto him and said, Oh, my master, let your servant, I pray you, speak a word in my master's ear.
And I don't even want to say this in front of anybody. It's just between us.
Right. Yeah.
Read on.
And let not your anger burn against your servant, for you are even as Pharaoh.
You said you are even as what?
As Pharaoh.
You are even as Pharaoh. You got this kind of power. Read.
My master asked his servant, saying, Have you a father or a brother? And we said unto my master, We have a father, an old man, and a child of his old age, a little once, and his brother is dead, and he alone is left of his mother, and his father love him. And you said unto your servants, Bring him down unto me, that I might set my eyes upon him. And we said unto my master, The lad cannot leave his father, but if he should leave his father would die. And you said unto your servant, Except your youngest brother come down with you, you shall see my face no more.
You shall what?
See my face no more.
You shall see my face no more. Same thing y'all said to Israel. I'm going to hide my face from you. Jump down to verse 34.
Verse 34. For how shall I go up to my father, and the lad be not with me, lest perhaps I see the evil that shall come on my father?
So again, they still don't know that this is Joseph. Genesis 45, verse 1.
Genesis chapter 45 and verse 1. Then Joseph could not refrain himself before them that stood by him, and he cried, Cause every man to go out from me. And there stood no man with him, while Joseph made himself known unto his brothers.
So he put everybody out, all the Egyptians, y'all gotta go. It's just him and his brothers there. Now he's about to reveal himself to them.
And he wept aloud, and the Egyptians in the house of Pharaoh heard. And Joseph said unto his brethren, I'm Joseph.
I'm who?
I am Joseph.
I'm Joseph. Let me take this stuff off so y'all can recognize me. Let me take all this stuff off so y'all can see that this is me. Read.
And his brethren could not answer him, but they were troubled at his presence. And Joseph said unto his brethren, Come near to me, I pray you. And they came near.
Exactly.
And he said, I am Joseph, your brother, whom you sold into Egypt.
Whom what?
Whom you sold into Egypt.
So imagine what they are feeling right now. Imagine what they feeling right now. This guy got the power to kill me, to do anything he wanted me. He just admitted he was like Pharaoh. And you know what you did to your brother. Imagine what they feeling right now. Wow. Little brother then came up. The little run in the family then came up. And he got power. Read.
Now therefore, you're not grieved, nor angry with yourselves that you sold me here.
Don't even be mad.
Don't trip.
It's nothing, man. It's nothing. Now Joseph actually gets it. So all this stuff that he's been going through, it was for one reason. There was a meaning behind this. Read.
For Elohim did send me before you.
Who sent them?
Elohim did send me before you to preserve life.
In the verses before, he just told you, y'all sold me into Egypt. But now he get it. Y'all sent me here to do this. He sent me through all of this. He had faith in me. He knew that I was strong enough to go through all of this stuff and actually make it. Read that verse again. Now, therefore, be not grieved nor angry with yourselves that you sold me here.
For Elohim did send me before you to preserve life.
To do what?
Preserve life.
To preserve life, to save you. Read.
For these 2 years have the famine been in the land, and yet there are 5 years in the which there shall neither be earing nor harvest. And Elohim sent me before you to preserve you of posterity in the earth, and to save your lives by a great deliverance.
To do what?
Save your lives by a great deliverance.
So Joseph is what in this story? He's the savior. So he done went through all of this. Y'all put all this stuff on him because he had faith in Joseph that he can do it. Anybody still think y'all got faith in you?
So the dream was basically just to get him out, just to get him put out.
Mm-hmm.
It really had nothing to do with the dream. I mean, it happened.
So if all these hard things befall you, you think that you can actually make it through this? Because if y'all choose you to do it, it's because he knows that you can do it. This is why we ask him, does y'all have faith in you? Not the other way around, because everybody gonna always say, oh yeah, I got faith in y'all. Oh yeah, yeah. But when it's flipped around, does he have it in you? Read on. So verse 9.
Verse 9.
Verse 8.
Verse 8. So now, it was not you that sent me here, but Elohim. And he hath made me a father to Pharaoh, and a master of all his house, and a ruler throughout all the land of Egypt. Haste you, and go up to my father, and say to him, thus saith your son Joseph, Elohim hath made me master of all Egypt. Come down unto me.
So come down into me. And went through all of this struggle, all of this pain, knowing that his brothers despised him, knowing that his father rebuked him. This woman that got him put in prison. All of this stuff was for a reason, to bring this about, to show Yah's power and him being the savior in this instance. All right. Now, let me ask y'all something. What if you were on a movie set? Your whole life you've been on a stage, but you didn't know it. And you was acting out your role, playing your part, and you was being watched and recorded, kind of like the Truman Show. What if that was real? Yeah. Playing a role and somebody's watching your every move. Not just the government. Not just the government with the cameras and with your phone, and you don't even gotta work because we tell them everything we do anyway. About to eat at McDonald's. Walking through the mall. So it's no secret anyway. Got smart TVs and all with the cameras and everything on it. So not just them, but it's somebody else watching as well. So let's go to the book of Job. So hold that Job right quick. We're gonna get Isaiah 29 and 13.
Isaiah chapter 29 at verse 13.
This is why I don't ask if we got faith in Yah.
Wherefore, Yahuwah said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth, and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear towards me is taught, by the precepts of men.
So this is why the question is, does y'all have faith in you and not you having faith in him? Because everybody gonna say, of course I got faith in him, but that's lip service, right? That's all it is, because everybody will say it, but it's just lip service. You're just talking. But I was talking about this stage of things, right? Let's get 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 9. First Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 9.
1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 9. For I think that Elohim has sent forth us, the apostles, last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to the angels, and to men.
So he says we are made a spectacle to the world. This word spectacle is from the G2302. It means a theater. So this place right here, when he says a spectacle, this is the word theatron, where we get the English word theater. So it's a theater, a place in which games and dramatic spectacles are exhibited in public assemblies held. The Greeks used the theater as a form of a public show. So Paul is saying in this verse that we are in a theater. Read the verse again.
For I think that Elohim has sent forth us, the apostles, last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world.
Unto what?
Unto the world.
So everybody is watching them perform in a theater. Read.
And to the angels, and to men.
So the world, the angels, everybody is watching. Paul is understanding this. We made a public spectacle because everybody is watching us. We on a movie set, but the average person has no clue that you playing your role in the movie. All right, now let's go back to Job. We often speak of and hear is about the law, right? Talking about being like a lawyer and doing these things. Well, the book of Job is set up like a trial, right? And Job is the one that's being watched. He the one that's in the theater, and everybody else is aware of it except for him. Everybody else knows this except Job himself. And he on trial to a certain degree. So let's see this Job chapter 16, verse 16.
Job chapter 16 and verse 16. My face is foul with weeping, and on my eyelids is the shadow of death. Not for any injustice in my hands.
Not for what?
Not for any injustice in my hands.
So again, he's letting you know that this is like a courtroom, a trial that's set up. Say, not for any injustice. Go ahead.
Also, my prayer is pure, O earth. Cover not you my blood. Let my cry have no place.
So in a courtroom, you got judge, jury, evidence, records, all these type of things, right? Read on.
Also, behold, my witness is in Shamayim.
He said, where's his witness?
My witness is in Shamayim.
My witness is in Shamayim. So here Job is trying to plead his case, so to speak. He say, my witness is in Shamayim. Read.
And my record is on high.
And my what?
My record is on high.
My files are on high. So Job is on trial to see. Jump back to Job chapter 1. Yep.
Job chapter 1 at verse 1. There was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared Elohim and eschewed evil.
So who's saying this? There was a man in the land of Uz. Whoever the writer is saying this. There was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright, one that feared Elohim and eschewed evil. Read on.
And that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared Elohim and eschewed evil. And there were born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters. His substance also was 7,000 sheep, and 13,000 camels, and 500 yoke of oxen, 500 she donkeys, and a very great household. So that this man was the greatest of all the men of the East.
He was what?
The greatest of all the men of the East.
So Job was very rich at this moment. He is lacking for nothing. Very rich in everything. Read on.
And his sons went and feasted in their houses, every one on his day, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. And it was so, when the day of their feasting were gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning, and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. But Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned, and cursed Elohim in their hearts.
And did what?
Cursed Elohim in their hearts.
So Job was really, really rich, and he was giving with his riches. He wasn't a stingy man with his riches. How can that tie back to the law? The law, the prophets, or the writings. How can this tie back to the law of being generous with your riches? Have you been blessed to be rich? What should you do? Help the poor. Let's see. Let's get Leviticus chapter 25, verse 35.
Leviticus chapter 25 at verse 35. And if your brother be waxen poor and fallen in decay with you, and you shall relieve him, yea, though he be a stranger or a sojourner, that he may live with you.
So it says, and if your brother be waxen poor and fallen in decay with thee, then shalt thou relieve him. Say, you shall relieve him. That nigga keep on doing all that stuff, man. Ain't that what we would say? Tired of, man. He keep on calling over and over. But the law says to relieve him. Help him out. Yea, though he be a stranger and a sojourner, that he may live with thee. He ain't coming in here. He ain't coming up in here. See what this law say? Read that next verse.
Verse 36. Take you no usury of him, or increase, but fear your Elohim, that your brother may live with you.
That he may what?
Live with you.
Sitting up here eating all my kids' cereal. And here my wife don't get along, man. He can't come over here. All things against the law. Proverbs 19:17. We gonna lay up over here all day. Exactly.
Proverbs chapter 19, verse 17.
Yep.
Proverbs 19:17. He that hath pity upon the poor, lend unto Yahuwah.
Who do what?
He that hath pity upon the poor, lend unto Yahuwah.
He said, he that have pity on the poor lends to Yahuwah. So when you giving to this man, he said, you really giving it to Yah. Not scorning them, how people be doing, stepping over people at the gas station and all this stuff, looking down on them. And there's somebody watching you do this, act in this way. Read.
And that which he hath given, will he pay him again.
Well, that which he have given, he will pay it again. Proverbs 21:13.
Proverbs chapter 21, verse 13. Whoso stop his ears at the cry of the poor, he also shall cry himself, but shall not be heard.
Read it again.
Whoso stop his ears at the cry of the poor,
So when you let that window up fast because you see that person coming,
he also shall cry himself.
it's going to come back to you. Read it one more time.
Whoso stop his ears at the cry of the poor, he also shall cry himself, but shall not be heard.
So just like you tried not to hear him and you let that window up and drove off fast, I'm going to do it to you. I'm going to get you back for that. Especially if you got it. Especially if you got it. Luke 14:13.
Luke chapter 14 and verse 13. When you make a feast, call the poor.
Do what?
When you make a feast, call the poor.
He said, when you make a feast, call the poor. Not gather together and talk about them. Read.
When you make a feast, call the poor, the maimed, the lame, the blind, and you shall be increased. For they cannot recompense you, but you shall be recompensed at the resurrection of the just.
So when you call them, don't even sit back and think, oh, well, he going to have to pay me back for this. And throw it in their face. He said, you're going to be paid back at the resurrection of the just. Read.
And when one of them that sat at meat with him heard these sayings, he said unto him, increased is he that shall eat bread in the kingdom of Elohim. Then said he unto him, a certain man made a great supper.
Oh, we good right there. Okay. Go back to Job. Job chapter 29, verse 12.
Job chapter 29 at verse 12. To the end that my esteem may sing praise to you and not be silent. O Yahuwah, my Elohim, I will give thanks unto you forever. I'm in Psalms, my bad. Hey, it was supposed to come out anyway. Told her, yeah.
But remember, Job was giving with his riches. verse 12.
Job chapter 29.
Wait, when they do them songs bad.
At verse 12. Because I delivered the poor that cried, and the fatherless, and him that have none to help him. The blessings of him that was ready to perish came upon me, and I caused the widow's heart to sing for joy. I put on righteousness, and it clothed me. My judgment was as a robe and a diadem
crown.
And I was eyes to the blind, and feet was I to the lame. I was a father to the poor, and the cause which I knew, and the cause which I knew not, I searched out. I break the jaws of the wicked, plucked the spoils out of his teeth. Then I said, I shall die in my nest.
He said, what?
I shall die in my nest, and I shall multiply my days as the sand.
So right here, Job is letting you know all the righteous things that he was doing. I clothed the homeless. I made the widow sing. I did all of these things. He's wondering why these things are befalling me though. Now let's go back to Job chapter 1. Pick it up at verse 8.
Job chapter 1 and verse 8. And Yahuwah said unto Satan, have you considered my servant Job?
He said, what?
Have you considered my servant Job?
This is how much faith that Yah got in Job to do this. So take it as there's some dudes at the park and they say, man, this is a dude named Ray Allen up here. Can't nobody shoot like him. Nobody can shoot like Ray Allen. Boy, I don't care what nobody say. And y'all turn around and say, have you considered my servant Steph Curry?
I knew that was coming.
He got complete. As good as Ray Allen can shoot. That little light-skinned dude would kill him. This is how he with Job.
Steph Curry promo.
This is how he is with him right here. I'm bragging on you. Satan ain't even said nothing about let me get at him. Yah is throwing him in this, right? Read that verse 8 again.
And Yahuwah said unto Satan, have you considered my servant Job? That there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that fear Elohim and eschew evil. And
So he putting him out there, bragging on him. You thought about him? You tried him? I know you was over there trying to get at them, but have you considered him? Because he know that Job can do it. And again, Job don't even know that none of this is taking place. Jump back to verse 7.
Verse 7.
Matter of fact, jump at verse 6.
Verse 6. Now that was a day when the sons of Elohim came to present themselves before Yahuwah, and Shaitan came also among them.
So it's a meeting going on in the Shamayim. They're having a meeting. The sons of God come, and Satan also come. Read.
And Yahuwah said unto Satan, where you coming from?
Where are you coming from? Ain't gonna reply. Read.
And Satan answered Yahuwah and said, from going to and fro in the earth.
From where?
From to and fro in the earth.
So wherever they at, they ain't not in the earth. He letting you know. I've been walking up and down in the earth. Like Peter say, seeking whom he may devour. Read.
From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it.
Read.
And Yahuwah said unto Satan, have you considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that fear Elohim and eschew evil? Then Shaitan answered Yahuwah and said, do Job fear Elohim for nothing?
He what?
Do Job fear Elohim for nothing?
So it's not only Yah and Satan speaking, but it's a bunch of other people that's there as well. They all watching this thing play out, right? But Job don't know about it, right? He don't even know that none of this is taking place. He have no idea that he's being watched, that he's being tested to see if he can carry this out. He don't know. Read that verse 9 again.
Then Shaitan answered Yahuwah and said, do Job fear Elohim for nothing? Have not you made a hedge about him and about his house and about all that he have on every side? You have blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. But put forth your hand now and touch all that he had. Yeah, curse you to your face.
So he challenges Yah. The only reason why Job is messing with you is because of what you did for him. Modern time. He got you the perfect job that you like. You got the big house with the 4 bedrooms, and you got the kind of cars that you like. Your kids is in the perfect school that you like, the whole 9, right? And he say the only reason why he's serving you is because all that stuff that he then gave you. But if you take that stuff away from him, you take that good school from his kids, you take that house with the 4 bedrooms and the 3 bathrooms and the 2 cars and all these things away and the 401k, he'll curse you to your face. Right? Now put yourself in the place. Think all of it one day up and go away from you and your children. Who think they can make it through it? I like it. So all these things are befalling him, but y'all purposely chose Job for this. Job didn't jump out there and say, hey, me, put me in it. He didn't say this. He volunteered Job for this. What we say when the most time when somebody volunteers to do something that we didn't do. Hey man, don't do that to me. You want it done, you go do it. So Job didn't choose to do this. He didn't choose to do this. He was chosen, handpicked to be the one to do this. Read that last verse again.
But put forth your hand now and touch all that he had, and he will curse you to your face.
He will do what?
Curse you to your face.
He will curse you to your face. It's a lot of people doing this with Yah to this very day. And they don't even know that it ain't Yah doing it to them. It's the adversary that's doing it to you. But you don't know it. And all he wants to do is for you to curse him to his face because he is the accuser. See, I told you he couldn't make it through it. I told you he couldn't make it through it. He ain't your servant. That's my son. That's how he worked. So again, Job don't have a clue that this council has took place. He have no idea that he being watched to see how he gonna react to the situation. He's just living it. And y'all got faith in him. Read verse 12.
Verse 12. And Yahuwah said unto Shaitan, behold, all that he have is in your power. Only upon himself put not forth your hand. So Shaitan went forth from the presence of Yahuwah.
So Satan went forth from the presence of Yahuwah. So now he come back to where he was roaming back and forth. Now he got the okay to get at Job. The hair just been removed, but y'all so confident. That's my servant. He ain't gonna curse me because he got faith in Job. We should want to be like this, that he got faith in us as well. And we don't fail every little test that come along and knock us off course. Verse 13.
Verse 13. And there was a day when his sons and daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. There came a messenger unto Job and said, the oxen were plowing, the donkeys feeding beside them, and the Sabians fell upon him and took him away. Yeah, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell you.
So all of a sudden, again, Job don't know nothing about this council that took place. All of a sudden, his world is turned upside down. Read.
While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said,
So before he can finish telling me the story of what just took place, another guy come up and tell him the tragedy that's taking place. Read.
The fire of Elohim is falling from Shamayim and have burned up the sheep.
Is the fire really from Yah right now? No. The serpent got control of this right now. Read.
And have burned up the sheep and the servants and consumed them. And I only am escaped alone to tell you. While he was yet speaking.
So 2 tragedies back to back. This ain't taking place over many days. This is back to back. Now that house that you had, that beautiful house, is burning up. Them cars is burning up. All the sheep and the goat and all the stuff that you got has been killed or destroyed and taken away. In a moment, read.
While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the Chaldeans have made 3 bands and fell upon the camels and have carried them away. Yeah, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword. And I only am escaped to tell you.
So all these guys, only reason why they was escaping is so they can come and tell Job the bad news. Read.
While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, your sons and your daughters were eating and drinking while they was in their other brother's house. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness and smote the 4 corners of the house. And it fell upon the young men, and they are dead. And I only am escaped alone to tell you.
So now all of this material things have been taken away. Not only that, his children have been taken away. Who still will have faith in Yah right here? I like that.
I can't endure that or listen to a song. Then I'm going to the kingdom. I'm looking for where's my children, where's my stuff, where's my family.
I fully understand. Now, think of it from Job's perspective. This is one of the earliest books written. He don't got all this information. And again, he don't know why none of this is befalling him. He know that him and Yah is close. That's why Yah say, have you considered my servant Job? They close. And all of a sudden, the bottom of his world falls out. Everything is turns upside down. Read on.
Then Job arose and rent his mantle and shaved his head.
You did what?
He rent his mantle and shaved his head.
Oh, nobody can say that. Oh, keep on.
And fell down upon the ground and worshiped.
He did what?
And worshiped.
And worship. So even everything, his children, all these material things been taken from him. Job fell down and worshiped. Read on.
And said, naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return there. Oh, Yahuwah. Yahuwah gave, and Yahuwah have taken away. Increased be the name of Yahuwah.
So he's partly right. Yah gave, but Yah didn't take the stuff away. The other dude took it away from you to test you. But again, Job don't know this. Read on.
And all this, Job sinned not.
And all this, Job sinned not. Go ahead.
Nor charged Elohim foolishly.
So now, the sons of Yah and Yah all up there, they all been watching this episode play out. Seeing, is Job gonna cave in? Is he gonna fold to the pressure? So Yah come out the winner in this case, right? Because he said he ain't gonna do this. That's why I'm putting him there. because he ain't gonna cave to the pressure and do it. So right here, Yah wins this with all the people that's watching. So just like down here, when some type of drama is going on, people is oohing and eyeing, right? So now he's gonna come at him in a different way. Job chapter 2, verse 1.
Chapter 2, verse 1. Again, it was a day when the sons of Elohim came to present themselves before Yahuwah, and Shaitan came also among them to present himself before Yahuwah.
Another day. Council take place again. Job don't understand this. He don't know about it. Read.
And Yahuwah said unto Shaitan, where you coming from? And Shaitan answered Yahuwah and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it.
So the scene switches back to the Shamayim. Read.
And Yahuwah said unto Shaitan, have you considered my servant Job?
Again. He done took him through the what seems like the worst. Y'all volunteered Job again. You consider my boy? So you've been out there looking for try to get somebody else, right? Have you considered my boy Job again? Job don't know he being volunteered again. Read.
That there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that fear Elohim and eschew evil, and still he hold fast his integrity. Although you move me against him to destroy him without cause.
So you move me to destroy him without cause. Because he's still perfect and upright. Even through all of this, it says, yo, sin not, and nor charge Yah with his lips. He didn't sin with his lips. He didn't say nothing against Yah. To curse him. Still holding his integrity. Verse 4.
And Shaitan answered Yahuwah and said, skin for skin. Yeah, all that a man have, he would give for his life.
He'll save his life at any cost. I don't care what you say. You took the material things from him, he's still rocking with you. But skin for skin, I guarantee you, he gonna curse you this time if you do this. Read.
But put forth your hand now. Touch his bone and his flesh. Yeah, curse you to your face.
He will curse you to your face. Read.
And Yahuwah said unto Shaitan, behold, he is in your hand, but save his life.
Do what?
Save his life.
You can do anything you want to him. Just don't kill him. And I guarantee you, he's going to curse you to your face. So now everybody said that I can make it. If you just take my children and all my material things, I can make it through. Read on.
So went Shaitan forth from the presence of Yahuwah and smote Job with sore boils from the sole of his foot unto his crown.
So he got boils on the bottom of his feet, all over his body, all the way to the top of his head. This means that he can't get comfortable in no way, shape, or form. I can't stand up. The boils on the bottom of my feet. I can't lay down. They're in my back. I can't lay on my side. They everywhere. He can get comfortable in no way, shape, or form. Who think he's still rocking with y'all? Or would you have went on and said, Father, please take me out. I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Give me these sleeping pills.
Say what take me out? End it all.
A lot of us we just ain't here in front of it, so we're gonna say that we can do it. But a lot of us would be feeling that way. Hey, that's what Job is. If you read this thing, he's cursing everything but Yah. Curse the day I was born. Curse the night that my mama conceived me. He cursing everything. He is in pure agony. So the material thing and his children dying is bad enough, but now it's his own health. Read that verse again.
Verse 6. Actually, what was that? Verse 7. So went Shaitan forth from the presence of Yahuwah and smote Job with sore boils from the sole of his foot unto his crown. And he took him a potsherd to scrape himself withal, and he sat down among the ashes.
So he itching is so bad that he took a piece of pottery and he's scratching himself, but he got boils everywhere. This means that the flesh is open and the boils is everywhere. So it ain't no comfort. It ain't no, let me sit down for a minute because now I'm going to sit on the boils. Let me lay down. Oh, they there too. I'm going to just stand. I can't do nothing. There is no comfort for what he going through because they everywhere. And now he done bust them because he's scraping himself with this pot. So they open. The sores are open. But y'all volunteered, Joe, for this. He ain't say me, pick me. Nope. He don't even know. He don't even know. Read on.
This is verse 9. Then said his wife unto him, do you still retain your integrity? Curse Elohim and die.
Do what?
Curse Elohim and die.
Curse Elohim and die. So his side bone, his rib, is telling him, you still following that man? Curse him and die. His wife, go and do it and die. I don't want nothing to do with you anyway. You got all them sores all over you. The other man down the street look better than you anyway.
You ain't got no money no more. You ain't got no. You ain't got that pretty white horse. You're broke and you.
Everything is gone, and now his own wife is telling him to go ahead and do it and die.
I get the insurance money.
Right. Right, exactly. We get this insurance money. Go ahead and do it. Read the next verse.
Verse 10. But he said unto her, you speak as one of the foolish women speak.
Got her. Beat it. Go ahead.
What? Shall we receive good at the hand of Elohim? And shall we not receive evil? And all this, did not Job sin with his lips?
Still retaining his integrity. Even after all of this, he's still maintaining his integrity through it. Boils and sores everywhere, sitting in the ashes. His wife coming speaking his folly. Job still don't curse him. Still maintain his integrity. So you can imagine how Job's mind got to be racing, right? The thoughts that he must be having. Anytime you do something hard, right? It's a battle within yourself. Say, for instance, when we took the spin class, right? The spin class lasts an hour, right? So the whole time we on the bikes, first 10 minutes, the seat is killing. But we got a goal, right? So we ride the bike and it gets to the 10-minute mark. And your legs is feeling like they about to burn off. And you want to stop so bad. And then she say, all right, stand up and do push-ups with your arms so it give your legs a little bit of relief for a minute. But then your arms go through the same process. Now they burning up. So now she make you do something and she say, turn the machine up to 16. So now you riding and it's like You in quicksand and you want to stop so bad, but the other part of you is saying, keep going. Please let be. And Yeshaya and Maccabee stop so I can stop. Please, I can't make it. Oh my. And then this is your faith going back and forth. You wavering with it, right? So as you keep going, it get a little bit easier for another minute, and you can take it. Then you hit another one. She say, now put it on the incline. Now it's uphill. Oh, I want to stop so bad. Please be stopped. Please, Yeshaya and Maccabee, stop so I can stop. But nobody wants.
Give me